Hey guys, I'm a bit nasal. Um, I'm not sure if I'm getting over a cold, if I've got hay fever. One of the two. I really wanted to talk to you about stress today. Stress is apparently such a massive thing in a work environment. Apparently, it's overwhelm, burnout, all of those things are big things these days. I know a lot of people coaches who deal with burnout, and it actually almost makes me laugh because there's sort of it's become a narcissism. It's become a level of narcissism. Like before it was, oh, how are you? And people would go, oh, I'm busy. So, there was a level of narcissism there. I'm so busy. And then I'd often say to my clients, well, how about you put your phone down for 24 hours and you tell me how busy you are? And then now that's moved to, oh, I'm so stressed, right? Like it's almost like a badge of honor. The interesting thing about stress is it doesn't exist. So if I asked you to go out on a reconnaissance mission to go and find stress, you would find absolutely nothing. You would find nothing, right? Like I often say to myself, and not to myself, to my clients, if you had to put stress in a wheelbarrow, what would you put in a wheelbarrow? Seriously, if you had to put stress in a wheelbarrow, what would you be putting in there? And the only thing that stress is your mind. And so what often happens with stress is your mind is telling you it wants to be where it's not. It's not being present. So often what it says is, I shouldn't be here. This shouldn't be like this. I'm not achieving what I should be achieving. That should word. You're shooting yourself. And so you're always living out in the mind and not in the present. And that's what happens. You mind fuck yourself, right? So stress is in your mind. You are doing it to yourself. That's it. It doesn't exist other than in your emotion and in your thoughts. But then it has such severe physical repercussions, right? Because you're constantly in the fight or flight. So the only person who's responsible for the stress, oh, there we go. Someone's breaking down the house. But the only person who's responsible for your stress is you. No one else. It's you, right? Again, you can't say to someone you're stressing me out because stress doesn't exist. So if you had to put that person's stress into a wheelbarrow, whatever that is, like if you say to someone you're stressing me out, what is it that you are putting in a wheelbarrow that they are doing to you that's stressing you out, right? So once you can really acknowledge that, once you can own that, once you can take responsibility for your own stress, that's when you can start making the changes. Okay? So you have a choice. You can either live as a martyr. A martyr is someone who dies for a cause. If you don't know what martyrdom is, it's someone who dies for a cause, right? So you can either die for your stress, all right, or you can make the changes and live a full and healthy life. So the choice is always yours. And as I said in the video before you do anything, or when you're in a high stress situation, ask yourself, would my future self thank me for this right now? Would my future self thank me for behaving like this? Would my future self thank me for thinking like this? Would my future self thank me for acting like this? And I can guarantee the answer is no. And even though you may know that, and you choose to continue that behavior and those thoughts and those actions, then that's 100% on you. And you have to own that, right? So that's my message on stress, right? So watch this video over and over again until you own it. Until you own it, because your real power is by owning your stuff, because that's when you can change it. All right, then, guys. Thank you for listening. Bye. Ciao.